If you find yourself in a situation where you are around a person temporarily that is an energy vampire, like everything you do is closely monitored, you find that they try to control things that you share in your personal life. They try to control the outcome or tell you what you need to do. They copy you. They take what you teach them or show them and take it on as if it's their own and share it with others as if you can learn from them. If you're around a type of person like this and you can't really get away right now, it can be like a work environment, it can be that you're living with this person, it can be anything. Like, take this as an opportunity to not lose who you are. And I know that sounds so simple, but it's all about protecting your autonomy, right? And being who you are and not losing yourself in someone else's presence, even if they come off very possessive or dominant, and you may be a more passive person. That does not mean you have to immerse yourself into their world and set your world aside to keep the peace. Sometimes that be the problem. You try to keep the peace, but you're sacrificing your peace. You're trying to do things to regulate someone else's emotions to keep the peace, but you're stressed at the end of the day. You're emotionally drained at the end of the day. And sometimes we can find ourselves in situations like this repeatedly because running isn't always the answer. Cutting off isn't always the answer. I mean, it's a choice, but sometimes you can be in a situation where you cannot cut this person off. You cannot just up and leave. You may see this person in a work environment, and are you just going to quit your job because that one person just constantly wants to drain your energy? You have to find a way to contain yourself and protect your energy field even if they come around. And the way to do that, along with being able to freely express yourself, is not to regulate their emotions. And regulating someone's emotions can come off like if they tell you something, you don't have to just reply just to let them know that you're listening. You don't have to reply or okay. You don't have to do those things just to make them feel comfortable. Sometimes silence is perfect. And you'll know when silence bothers someone because they'll constantly be talking to fill the silence, or they'll bug you when they're talking to you because you're not replying, as if you're not listening to them. And just because you're silent doesn't mean that you're not listening to them. It actually means that you're listening to them. So that's like an example of regulating someone else's emotions. And it also drains yours because you're obligated to keep them in a good mood. And sometimes you can do this subconsciously without knowing it, especially if you grew up in a household where you always had to regulate other people's emotions. You were the peacemaker. Everyone came to you to vent and trauma dump. And not saying that these people are doing this intentionally or whoever you may be around, it's just that this is how you keep control of your reality. You can't control other people's actions and how they may react, but you can control how you react and how you see things, like changing your perspective on the situation. So instead of being so focused on this person is getting on my nerves, they're always doing this, they're always saying this, just react how you're going to react, and don't let it drain you to the point where you're doing things that you don't want to do or that's out of your true nature just to keep the peace.